We'll be taking a look at the Dynamorphia list. We have the Tri-Brigade list to discuss as well, and some of the other cool decks out of YCS Rio. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'll have links down below for the original deck profiles so you guys can get some of the more original thoughts here. I just wanted to analyze some of these and talk about some of the ins and outs to some of these variants. Now, I have not seen Dinomorphia actually get the chance to function within the spectrum of the format, because to be honest with you, a lot of people just pretty much threw this deck away, discounted it, didn't really care much about it. But the fact that, you know, Rexstrom still is a walking, talking floodgate, one of the most oppressive monsters within modern era standards, I was kind of curious. You can definitely tell by like the way that this deck is, that the heavier hand traps are going to be your larger carry for this deck. And unfortunately, you know, in a format like this, you know, umpteen thousand hand traps is going to be your way to go. Now, one other thing I find very interesting about this list is the inclusion of Lilith in here. Lilith giving you that ability to reveal 3 normal trap cards, which, I mean, how many of your normal trap cards are you really going to need? I mean, you hit Frenzy, you hit Trap Trick, you're good to go. I also like the fact that this build is taking advantage of Trap Trick here. You know, Trap Trick to sit down a Frenzy is actually kind of good. I didn't actually ever consider playing Trap Trick in this deck because, you know, you're one of those trap decks, you're like, set the world and then go ahead and try to accelerate the game plan to win. Well, you don't really get that here. You know, while you do have a very massive large trap board here of 17, something like Trap Trick to, you know, facilitate your game plan here is basically what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. So I like this. Also, you know, Ferret Flames down on the side. This card was pretty much one of the go-to cards for so long for this deck. Once people discovered that this was a card, people like, OMG, like we need to include this within the deck. Yeah, it's definitely something. But I really don't know how I feel about 2 shifters, you know, in the main, 1 in the side. But I guess it comes down to deck building. So overall, I like this build quite a lot. Now, holy moly, man. Basic Tri-Brigade. You know, well, not even, I can't even say that really, you know, after the limitations and things that the Bird Engine went through, you know, Recital Starling here, you know, just the other hits to this package, I mean, really just the loss of this hurt this deck a lot because you took away the F-Zero package from it. This deck kind of went through what we would say be like the Dark Age here. Now, that's not to say that, you know, the deck hasn't really had the chance to really recover, but it's definitely been power crept to a lot more of a different level at this point. So in terms of your ratios here, I mean, you're on 11 hand traps, which is fine. Your bird package is what, like 8 cards here built in for you basically to filter through, do everything that you need to do. All right, good stuff. Your tri package is also very, very standard. I mean, what, 3? Only 1 Karis. Kinda, I mean, this is like the best card, right? Discarding another Beast Warrior to special summon it. I guess the logic here is like, if you end up, you can search it and do whatever you need to do with it, so you don't really have to branch out and play more, but I think that's fine. Truthfully, for the rest of the deck, like, it feels pretty standardized. You know, the Dark Ruler No More, obviously, is now the card to go to, and unfortunately, a deck like this can't even, like, play Droplet. As much as I want to be like, yeah, Droplet is a good card, you can't afford, like, the minus off of this, unfortunately. Also, main decking Feather Duster is one of the spell and trap card outs. Feels really good. Extra deck also feels very standard. I am glad to see that Lightheart here has got that chance to stay. I mean, once again, a link one that you can facilitate, step through, accelerate, do all of your game plan stuff that you need to do. It's all fine and dandy. Honestly, outside of that, the side deck is pretty standard as well. Like I said, this is literally just a time capsule version of Tri-Brigade. Like, we got the chance to see this deck come back out of the woodwork and do, well, good stuff. You want to talk about a time capsule here, man. You know, Invoked out here has had, like, 0 success out of the format. It's really sad to say that because as much as you would think that you can do things, right now just decks that can only put 1-for-1s on the field aren't really deemed good in the game. Alright, like ending on a Macabre with, you know, an Alistair in hand isn't good. At least with this version, you get access to Fallen of Albaz to kind of, you have that extra base. You know, at least standing next to a Macabre, you can have a Mirror Jade. To be honest, a lot of decks do have an issue with Mirror Jade. I mean, Mirror Jade's a very, very, very powerful card. Now, These extra deck cards down here. Okay, a Dragon Muster plus a Buster Blader. Well, Mr. Lighthex Seal Fusion specifically can replace a name. So what benefits we get off of this? Gains 1,000 attack for each dragon in each player's graveyard, or then that they control, sure. Change all dragon monsters opponent controls to defense position. Also, dragon monsters in your possession cannot activate their effects, or in your opponent's possession. And if this card attacks a defense mode monster, you get piercing, sure. But the fact that this deck can actually access this as a card is freaking hilarious, man. Of course, you also know the more basic combonizer down here, Mr. Dark Dragoon itself. I think this is the first time that we've seen Dragoon within competitive play in probably the last 3-ish months. I think there was a Subterror list that might have shown up that was trying this out, but for the most part, I mean, this was by far your go-to for a lot of decks. Poor Red Ice Fusion, man. But yeah, good old Fusion sub package here. I also like the double Crossout Designator in here. Considering the fact that your entire spell lineup is 28 cards and you're running on like the littlest monster lineup in the world, perfectly understandable. Also just the one imperm just for the Crossout Designator. I guess you'll love to see it. Next up here is, this was top 8 at Ignister Mathmech. Now, to be honest with you, a lot of people have taken note of the Ignister version of this deck. I think a lot of people were very excited to see Circular, step up into the game here as a game changer. And I mean, honestly, just the fact that you can facilitate pretty much a lot of combo with just a small inclusion of this package within Ignister is crazy to me, man. So we got triple of Cheese, triple of the Ash Awesome, the one Baruru, we got the triple DD Crows, you got your one Damari and your one Doyan. These are all fine. You have the triple Effect Veiler with the one Gachikiri, the double Ogre, the one Hayari, and then you have the one Mathmech Edition, triple Circular with the one Sigma, one Subtraction with the double Space Rock, and then the triple Picari. Your spells are I Meet You, the Idol Reborn, called by the triple Signet Mining with the Fighting Spirit. You got the one Ignister Island. I still know that people will make a huge argument to not have to play 3 of these, man. Alright, but one I think is fine. You have the one Mathmech Equation, triple Small World, triple Imperm, and only one Super Factorial. So that's all fine. Extra deck down here. Get the one Update, the one Transcode, the one Big Boss Monster, the 2 Splash, the one Link Spider, the one Heat So Draw Cards, one Dark Templar, 2 Little Dark Infants, the one Wick Kid, the one Axis Code, the one Laplace, one Allen Version, and the one Wind Pegasus. Side deck here, got the 2 Bells, the 2 Cosmics, the triple Dark Rollers, the one Feather Duster, the triple Evenly, the one Red Reboot, and then the triple Rivalry of the Warlords here, wrapping up your very, very interesting Mathmech at Ignister deck. And I am happy to see, that this was able to function, that this was able to give a run for this tournament. And last but not least here is Danger with the Tearlaments package. Now, the interesting thing that I found about this list was we're not doing the Gizmek stuff. We don't need it, all right? You also have, your double Galaxy Cyclone in here, so you can basically facilitate board breaking, getting one pop on a set and then the next, or, spinning around so you can do your thing. I guess the only limitation to this is you only get one of the effects each turn, which I really wish that you could get both, but it's fine. So we have one Bigfoot, one Chupacabra with the triple Nessie, with the one Jackalope, one Fairy Tale Snow. This card is so good. We also have triple Havness, the triple Marley, the triple Reno Heart, and the triple Shayren. That's really all you need. Then you have one called by the triple Dark Roller, the one Foolish Barrel, the one Galaxy, the one Instant, 2 Pots, the triple Paralineo, the triple Super Poly, the one Terraforming, 2 Talents, and then triple Solic. Holy moly. Extra here's 1/0, 1 Elf, 1 Avermax with the 1 Griffin, the 1 IP, the 1 Dehark, the 1 Curious, the 1 Redoer, 2 Kitagalos, the 1 Kaleido Heart, 2 Draco, 1 Mud Dragon, and then 1 Garuda. The fact you can make this in this deck is so good. We also have 2 Alpha, the 1 Pankertops, 1 Cowboy, 1 Galaxy Cyclone, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Dimensional Barrier, triple Evenly, 1 Crime, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One here. Wrapping up, I take for the other cool decks out of the format, man. So much cool innovation and stuff that came out of this YCS that it was actually kind of crazy. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And, well, I'll see your beautiful faces back here the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.